This should be a great episode. You know, I've been locked up in the house for 4 weeks. And,
Shit, we all been locked up. I feel like I'm in prison.
And you were telling me...
Shawshank.
Shawshank. Oh, what a great movie. That movie, I can watch it once a week and never be bored.
It's
some
really
some great performances.
Fucking Stephen King.
King. The man.
Yeah.
Oh, but getting back to this quarantine life that we're in right now.
Quarantine Life, the title of this episode.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. As Julian just mentioned, this episode is Quarantine Life. And so... You want me to start? You got thoughts? What have you been doing? I mean, I see you on the phone. I talk to you on the phone. I saw you the other day hiking. It's like, what the fuck, man? Tell me what you've been doing, man.
So, one of the bigger things that I've been doing, and I won't give away the title. I won't give away too much. But as you know, or maybe you know, I've started writing a sci-fi novel.
I know that. Oh, it's sci-fi now.
It's sci-fi.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because just before the COVID shit, you were talking about doing the research. You were breaking in some new writing utensils.
Yeah. So I got Scrivener, which is a beautiful writing platform. Like if you're gonna write long form books, I would definitely advocate grabbing Scrivener. Like it's very, very good. Like the tutorial is like 2 hours, which I went through like one day. Like,
which is important.
Yeah, which is important. But like after you get that down, it's very user friendly. Yeah. So the sci-fi novel is the protagonist is going to have super intelligence, higher brain functions, but it's gonna be fucking good, man. Like this shit that I'm writing is gonna be good because it's so much symbolism. It's so layered. There's gonna be so many themes in this thing. Like I'm really crushing it on this one. I already have. It's gonna be a 12-book series. Dude, I already know. You don't even understand the research that I've done.
But you know how much work that is to control your narrative movements and your plot threads over 12 books?
Yeah.
Scrivener sets you up for that, don't they?
Yeah.
You got your area for footnotes and all that stuff?
Yeah. The first 3 weeks was just character bios, structure, beginning, ending, and like my character bios are so detailed. And like the names, everything has a purpose.
Your bios are obviously your worksheets to define your characters as you're working.
Yes.
You're flushing those characters out.
So it's like what drives the character, you know?
Impressed.
And like what two things are gonna bring the character down and add that drama and that conflict. So many great books out there that I recently read. I don't even know all the titles, but like so many great books, you know.
With the wealth of knowledge that you always you talk about and we always discuss, and we have a great time, you know, flushing things out. I can imagine the topics that the story must be about.
It's gonna be ridiculous
because knowing you and your intellect and what you got in that cranium, it's gonna be a deep book.
It's gonna be
deep series.
It's gonna be a very deep series. Even like the secondary character, like. She's going to be, like, very into samurai culture.
Okay.
So I read 3 books. I read Book of the Five Rings. I reread the I Ching. I read so much just to get into the head space of this character. Her background's going to be crazy. It's going to be ridiculous. But let's switch over to you. We'll go back and forth. That's enough about this book. What do you got going on, my friend?
Well, you know, I'm a big music fan, and you know, comics is my main love, but you know, music is there too, and so is films. So what I've been doing, I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube, and again, just finding out how amazing it really is.
Yes.
Like I use YouTube for what it's really all about, which is knowledge, information.
Yeah.
I don't use it for like if I was a girl or something, just wiggling my ass with the fucking twerking or whatever the hell it is. More power to
New Jersey twerking.
New Jersey twerking. So what I've been doing is I've been going back and I've been finding a lot of companies and a lot of rock bands, a lot of progressive music bands, soul bands, and that stuff. A lot of music's available on there, and it's not like a guy who just uses his CD to upload it. It's stuff coming from the labels, you know.
Yeah.
And so I've been actually going through, and I've been doing this stuff called installment of suggested progressive music.
Okay.
Now, progressive music is, Yes, in Rush,
okay,
and bands of that nature. They got a little Genesis. They got a little bit more of a fancier thing going on. Sometimes there's story themes in there. So I've been going through all the stuff that I've grown up with, and I've been posting like 2 or 3 today. I'm up to installment number 50.
That's beautiful.
So I have a paragraph. I do a little research on the band that I know of. I add that in there, and I flesh it out, and I put the song on, and all of a sudden, everybody is falling in love with it. So I've got like this following, some of my friends and other people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've been doing that for a while, and it's fun to put the headphones on and actually listen to these tunes because it brings you back to where you were. You know, when you listen to music like some of the Sade stuff, you know exactly where you were as a young male in your 20s, things of that nature. But it's been really a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun researching the stuff, and then you find other things you hadn't heard in years, because I originally had a vinyl collection, and as time went by, I got rid of the vinyl, then I got into CDs when that was big.
Vinyl's back, baby.
It is back, but, you know, my plan was when all my vinyl was gone, some of it got lost in a fire. One of my stores had a fire, and it didn't get burned, but it got a lot of silt and crap and water. It screwed up the album covers were messy. So over the years, from about 83 on, I started recollecting, whatever you want to call it, as CDs, but I never got everything back. And as time goes on, you forget about some of the ones that you once had. But now with YouTube, and I'm doing all the research, I'm in love.
It's that algorithm, because it'll kind of steer music your way and be like, you're like, oh yes, I forgot about this.
Dude, that's exactly what's happening.
It's beautiful.
And I'm aware of it, but it's so nice to see it happening in action.
Yeah.
Because that's my project right now, and I'm really digging it, What else I've been doing besides that is me and the missus have been watching a lot of TV. We watch a lot of Netflix.
What you been watching?
Well, I
had to fucking struggle with Netflix. They wouldn't let me get my Netflix back. I finally got my Netflix back, but that was a rent I had to go on, people. Sorry, but I got Netflix back. Fuck you, Netflix. Love you. Okay, go on.
All right. So me and my wife, we've had some extra time. She's been off also. She only puts a few hours a week in at the town of Amherst.
Okay. And the Share Bear.
Well, she'll watch the stuff that I'm watching if I have her put down, her playing like the Rock Candy video games she plays or whatever it is. She loves all
Candy Smash. Shit like
that. She loves that stuff. Right. So anyway, we're catching up with things. So before this COVID emergency, you told me that you were trying to catch up on Mad Men, right?
Yes.
Did you finish it finally?
Yes.
Okay. Well, along the way, a lot of time on my hands.
This is a wild show.
Wild show. Damn. So I went back and said, guess what? I don't know where I left off. I watched it in the past briefly. I don't know where I was. Go back to episode 1. Love Joni. The redhead.
Yes.
She's a tough woman and a beautiful, sexy woman. I like her a lot. John Hamm.
He's so good.
He's great as an actor, what he's doing, but the character is a fucking mean fucking prick.
Yes, he is. But that's how good he is, because John Hamm seems like a good dude, but he just comes off as you just dislike him. And he's one of the nicer dudes.
Oh, I know. Well, there's some nice people on there.
Yeah.
But they're all weird.
They're all
characters, but I am at episode 7, season 6.
Ooh.
So right now he's about to have a nervous breakdown, it seems.
Yeah.
He's freaking out. He's acting weird. He was just doing a little boom shakalaka on the little dark haired girl.
Yeah.
Who's actually really good in Bloodlines. You seen Bloodlines on Netflix?
Yes, you put me on to that. I watched
the family, the main family?
Yeah.
The daughter.
Yes.
She first shows up there.
Yeah.
That's the one. So he's making love to her. He's kind of doing this little mental abuse, put the red dress on, and he's fucking her head up and stuff. And that's been a lot of fun. It really has been. And we're also catching up on some other things too here and there, but I'm putting a lot of time into that.
Tell me you've at least started Ozark season 3.
Finished it.
Fucking A.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, that shit is so good. We're gonna have to do a whole nother episode on that. But fuck, was that shit good.
It really was good. And this season was really interesting because it was about what's her name? The wife. Not Joni. That's Mad Men. What's his name's wife? It was her season.
Yeah. She
got powerful. She spoke up a lot.
This was like her shift where she was kind of playing the Walter White, where she's, I am the terror. She was just really, really sinister and manipulative and
she's stabilizing things too, because her husband, he kind of lost his mind in this season a little bit.
I love me some Marty Bird.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
Some Marty Bird.
Ruthie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruthie said, guess what? Go fuck yourself. I'm going to the other side, man.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a real problem.
Marty and Wendy, the birds.
Birds, man.
They kind of fell back on the children a little bit, but I was fine with it. Wendy has such a good role. Oh my God. And then how about her brother from Banshee?
Oh my God.
Tom Pilfery. I forget his name. I forget his name on the show, but he was so good playing that mental illness. He crushed it.
He did crush it, and how things played out and everything. No spoilers, but how everything played out, folks, was like deep, heavy. That's an Emmy Award winning role.
The one thing,
and how it actually ended.
Oh. That ended crazy. Some people were like, I seen it coming. Didn't fucking see it coming.
I didn't see that coming.
I was like, what the fuck?
Brother.
WTF.
What the fuck is right? You just say it. Don't use the letters. 2 episodes before it gets there, you see it coming.
I didn't see it coming.
Remember she got on the phone and she said something like, is there anything we can do to kind of take care of things over here? She hinted at it. He goes like, "I'll tell you what to do."
Yeah, but I didn't. Maybe because maybe I'm not as savvy. Maybe I was wrapped. I did not see that ending coming.
Well, I must have been.
How do you end a show like that? Because I want more. Do you know that I stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch that shit on Netflix? Dude, I wanted that episode so bad. I wanted those first 2 episodes so bad, and they were so good.
Yeah, we finished that up, I think, right around the first week of the COVID emergency in America. We had wrapped that up, and when we got down to the last 4 or 5 episodes, like when the brother was losing his mind, he's in the car and the whole 9 yards. We were about the same way. We knocked out a whole bunch on a Sunday and a Saturday. It was like too good. I'm not going to wait till Monday.
I want to tie this off with, I like the fact that Jason Bateman, who's like directed a lot of episodes, executive producer, he said that this is not going to be a 8 episode series.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap this up pretty soon. If they
he has other projects too. Yeah.
If they wrap this up in like 5 seasons or 6, this shit's gonna be a masterpiece. I think 6 is like the cherry. They can do it in 5. Yeah. I think 6 is the cherry though, and that shit's gonna be a masterpiece.
Well, it should be. I mean,
there's not a bad
4 or 5.
They got this is 3, so 3 more to like kind of tie everything up. It depends on how
you got the state crap going on with the gambling, with the boats. You got that shit going on. You got the fire that took place this season. Some heavy shit. The brother and the crazy bitch.
Yeah.
What's her name? That's
Ruth?
Interesting. Ruth?
Dude, it's so much.
Yeah.
So,
highly recommend that, folks.
Yes.
Highly recommend it.
So, for some reason, I've been digging up books. I'm about to become like a sex specialist, a sexologist, a sex teacher.
I thought you already were.
So these are the books that I have.
All right, let's hear it, man.
The Science of Engineering Attraction and Love by Patrick King. The Evolution of Desire by David M. Buss. The Chemistry Between Us by Larry Young and Brian Alexander. Why Women Have Sex by Cindy M. Minston and David M. Buss.
You read all these?
I've read all of these. I haven't read everything. I just started She Comes First by Ian Kinner.
What a great title!
Art of Seduction by Donna Pierce, and then The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. I have I just finished The Mating Mind by Jeffrey, I forget his name. I have Sperm Wars. And
I got the point.
I did Sex at Dawn and Red Queen. So I don't know. I got into this
Red Queen's a little creepy. Is that going where I think that's going?
It's all evolution. No, I don't know what you think of it. Pause. It's Red Queen's evolutionary sexual psychology.
Oh, I gotcha.
But so I've been reading a lot of these books in like my spare time because I like to do about 6 hours of writing, and then I don't like to get too stale. That's my fresh time. So then, because I got the 2 days off and you can't go anywhere, so then I'm kind of dipping off in the side tangent, so I picked up these books and shit.
If you don't mind me interjecting a thought.
Before you interject that thought, since it's quarantine life, there's been no boom boom room, so I've been abstaining from everything. I'm Captain Blue Balls over here, man.
But your forearm's doing good.
I'm Popeye, okay? But what are you gonna interject?
Well, I'm a big science fiction fan. I read a lot of sci-fi, and
yes, you do.
I like a lot of genres too. And one of the genres that I came across that actually became really big in the '60s, '70s, and '80s, but it's actually sort of it's science fiction with a bit of a pornographic tinge to it. So just imagine, sex and pornography and regular.
I can imagine. I'm imagining it right now.
So just imagine
30 seconds
with aliens, different worlds. Different things, but it's not just meant to be just pure pornographic. You still get science fiction stories and things.
Give us the name, brother.
I don't know any of the titles.
Oh, okay. The genre.
The genre. Yeah, I have books at home. They're kind of.
I thought you were talking heavy metal.
No. Actual fiction. Actual prose.
Okay. Nice.
Actual fiction. And in the 60s, they experimented with like a lot of crime fiction, noir stuff, which got kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Sci-fi got kind of sexy.
Reading is fucking sexy.
Reading is sexy. But these books are about, they got good spacing between the lines. They've got good size fonts. And, they're about 185, 200-page books.
I like those.
So when you really analyze it, it's about a 175-page book. So it's a tale. It's an adventure. It doesn't have to go too much further than that.
I like that.
But it just paints these illusions and pictures and these visionary things. They're really quite good. I'm going to get a couple for you to check out. Because one of the things that in the old days people used to shy upon in science fiction was it was like there was nobody having sex on spaceships in outer space.
Which is crazy.
Come on, mammals are jerking off on the runway.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they finally incorporated it was actually quite interesting because,
So was that like progressive? Everybody's like, oh shit.
Well, there's a period when progressive science fiction gets really popular in the late 50s, early 60s. You got Philip K. Dick and Harlan Ellison. Yeah. They started bringing all this new kind of things that nobody ever thought about doing in science fiction. And they were breaking things down a lot different than what we know in the golden age of sci-fi was, we're going to leave this Earth, we're going to go to Saturn, and we're going to start a new colony. That was the story. Kind of boring. But anyway, we'll get back to that another time. So before we get a chance to wrap this up, is there anything you want to throw in there before this night's over?
No, that's it. Quarantine life. Stay masked up. Stay washing your hands.
Right.
The shit is not over. We still in it. We just got to adjust. We can all do this. Quarantine life.
Yell the way in. We love you. They're influenced by a lot of things that actually make the system work.
Yeah.
Like they have to react in a different way now as opposed to the traditional way. A film used to come out before 2007, let's say, and if it was a good film, it just made money because word got out that it was a good film.
Yes, word of
mouth. Now people are already dogging a production or saying it's better than it is weeks before it comes out because Hollywood and the media and the reviewers and all these type of people, what they do is there's interviews with the director. They show clips.
Yeah.
They're trying to feed the customers what they think they're supposed to expect, and then these so-called experts, everybody's would-be critics. The would-be critics. I mean, and this is no insult, by the way, towards legitimate critics
like Siskel and Ebert.
Yes, but those guys are like dinosaurs in this world today.
Yeah,
like a lot of the guys now and gals who do all this type of stuff. Like I said, they have a lot of influences coming from a different direction, so they have to sort of do some lip service towards that direction.
Yeah.
Because those people are influencing the fact that you're going to be on somebody's special mail list, you're going to be able to go to parties. So everybody's kind of doing a little ass kissing, and they're not really breaking things down correctly.
It's that idea like the Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah, exactly. You hit it on the nose. Perfect.
Where we're just gonna please, placate, and appease the person that is gonna help us network along.